Hi, I was just doing some phone witnessing. Do you have a minute?
Yes,
Oh, great. Can I share scripture with you?
And who is this now?
Christine. What's your name?
My name is Cheney. This is the Kingdom Hall on North Lumpkin Road.
Oh, wonderful.
Uh-huh.
So, well, this verse I was going to share was Hebrews 1:5.
Okay, all right.
It's in the King James. I noticed that you all have the King James, and so you must appreciate the King James. But it says, "For unto which of the angels said he at any time, Thou art my son, this day have I begotten thee. And again I will be to him a father, and he shall be to me a son. And again, when he brings the first begotten into the world, he says, and let all the angels of God worship him."
Okay.
So,
and what and what religion or church are you with?
oh, well, I'm just here by myself right now. I do fellowship with other Christians, but I like talking about Scripture instead. I was just wondering, don't you guys say Jesus is an angel?
Yes, he is one of the angels that Jehovah created, yes.
Yeah, because why does this verse then say, "For unto which of the angels said he at any time, Thou art my son, this day have I begotten thee"?
Okay,
it seems to be saying,
what scripture were you said? Hebrews what now?
1:5. And then verse
1:5,
6 says
okay.
all the angels of God should worship him.
Okay. Okay, and so now what's your question now?
Well, it's saying Jesus isn't an angel.
Okay.
And you guys say he is an angel.
Well, yes, he is. Yes, is the first one that was created.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hebrew, in the verse before, says being made so much better than the angels. And then 5 says, "For unto which of the angels said he at any time, Thou art my son, this day have I begotten thee." And again, when he brings his firstborn into the world, he says, and let all the angels of God worship him.
Well, there's another translation that doesn't use the word worship.
Yeah, which one? Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you know they changed that in 1970? They used to, if you look at anything before in the New World Translation, it just says worship.
Well, that may be so, and that's probably why they changed it, because that was probably not the right, it was not close to what the original scriptures would have said. And so obeisance would have been a better word than worship, because we don't worship Jesus.
Yeah. Are they Greek scholars that worked on the New World Translation, do you think? Wouldn't that be important?
Well, I'm pretty sure they... yes, I know it would be, yes.
Yeah. Well, did you know that they have been identified as who they were, and they actually weren't Greek scholars at all, not even remotely? I mean, that's why they're anonymous.
Well, and I think that is good that they're anonymous. And so if they're anonymous, then we really don't know if they were Greek scholars or
right.
not.
And that would be important information to know. But now it has been revealed.
We couldn't say that they are or aren't. So
yes, you can, because it was revealed by a former governing body member, Raymond Franz. Because he was there.
I know him.
You know him personally?
Yeah, no, I don't know him personally, but I know about him.
Did you read his book?
And I know he's an apostate, and I really don't talk to him. Are you by any chance one of Jehovah's Witnesses?
No, I never was. I found that book, and I read it in like one day. It was so interesting. He talked about so many things, and I mean, he was really on the inside. He said that one thing that really was the first thing that started him questioning was that when he went to governing body meetings, which actually governing body is a corporate term, not a spiritual term, but when he went to those meetings, he thought it was going to be all filled with prayer and Bible, and he said it was run like a business meeting.
Well, I don't know. I've never been to one, so I couldn't.
Yeah, me either. But
yeah.
I think that's really interesting, and it really, Hebrews 1:6, where it says, "And let all God's angels worship Him." It's a direct quote from the Greek Old Testament, the Septuagint, Deuteronomy 32:43, where it's talking about worship Yahweh. It says, "And worship Him, all the angels of God," and that it's the exact same words. It's quoting a verse saying worship Yahweh, and now it's talking about worship the Son of God. It's really interesting.
Well, that is interesting, and that's why I'm sure that the translation that we have now that says obeisance is a better translation.
Well, if it's quoting the Septuagint at Deuteronomy 32:43, where it says, "And worship Him, all the angels of God," meaning Yahweh, then to say obeisance is not a good translation, actually. Did you know that later in Hebrews it's also quoting verses about Yahweh and applying them to the Son? In Hebrews 1:10 through 12 is from Psalms. It's an exact quote of these things about Yahweh creating, and then it's saying, it's applying it to the Son.
Well, I can't really speak to that right now because I haven't really, you caught me off guard, and I really haven't looked at that.
Yeah.
But what I can tell
it's amazing.
No, but what I can tell you, I can tell you what I do know. I do know that the Son is not to be worshipped. That I do know. So we're not into that at all.
Do you think the organization ever did used to worship the Son?
I know they did. They did give too much credence to the Son, or more so than the Father at one time. That is true. But they didn't put Jesus. They never put Jesus ahead of Jehovah. Never did they.
Oh
do
no,
that.
no,
so
no one does
give
that.
A lot of, they did give too much attention to Jesus, instead of to Jehovah. And so that was done, back in the 20s, 30s, or whatever.
Yeah, they worshiped Jesus until around in the 1950s. Not just gave him more attention.
Never worshiped. Now that I do know. I haven't seen anything in our literature that said Jesus was worshipped.
Would you like the references to that from the literature? Until the 1950s, they taught to worship Jesus.
No, I didn't. No, I'd rather not go into that because I think you've gotten a lot of information from an apostate, and so an apostate is not someone that I would like to,
No. I mean, what I mean is, it's like quotes from your own publications. Are they apostates now? Your old publications?
No, but you got that information from this so-called Friends person, right?
Oh, no, this is a different thing. Thing. No, I was just mentioning that as far as who the translators were, he told everybody who they were. These are just references from the Watchtower.
Well, I don't think he knows who the translators were, really.
Oh, yeah, other people do, too. Other people have confirmed that. They do know. It was Fred Franz and some others. Just Watchtower people. They weren't scholars whatsoever. But for example,
he's in the same category as Judas.
Well, that's kind of mean because he was a really nice man, and he gave up everything he had when he was like 60, and he had to work in a store because he had no career because they taught him.
He's still in the same category if he went against what we know is the truth.
Yeah, he didn't believe it was the truth anymore. But here's just an example. In August 15th, 1941, for this reason, God has highly exalted him and given a name above every name and commands that all creatures in heaven and earth shall worship the Son as he worships the Father.
No, I can't. I just cannot agree to that because I haven't seen that.
Okay, August 15th. 1941. Maybe you could jot that down. You can find it.
Okay. Now, if I did find that, then what should I do now?
Oh, well, then, that's just something to think about because now the organization says it's...
but if it's something to think about and the light that I have now, I know is correct, what good would that do me?
Oh, well, it's, I was reading in the What Does the Bible Teach book that says that why origins are so important. So I think you should have more accurate knowledge about the origins of the organization. It says because it might be a dirty piece of candy.
Well, I know about the origin, and you're probably not using the latest publication either. I know about the origins, everything that I need to know on that. And so what I'm going by is what light I have now today. The light I have
Where
today,
does the light come from?
I know the light comes from that governing body that you disparaged.
Well, they said they're not inspired or infallible, so why are you so sure about their light?
They are not. And they are not. And that's why they can go back, and if they find further evidence of something that should be corrected or whatever, that's why they can change it, because they are not like the Pope, who is infallible.
Well, actually, they say that they're Jehovah's mouthpiece and God's only channel, which really sounds kind of popish to me. So, but they can be wrong. I mean, it's kind of great, isn't it? It's like they've put together this win-win situation. Like, when they get things wrong, that's okay. Like, we're just human. We make mistakes. We're not infallible. But yet they claim total authority over you all. And if they change something in one night, you all have to switch to that thing, right? Even about dangerous things like blood.
Ma'am, we're not a cult. So we don't have to do anything.
You're the one who brought that to mind when I was talking. I didn't say cult. It's kind of funny that you...
That's what I'm telling you.
Yeah, and I didn't lie about anything I said, how they operate. For example...
Well, I don't know. So you are telling me stuff, and I don't know, because I don't have what you're looking at.
Yeah.
And some of that I'm not going to look at, because I already know. See, I've been doing it for 36 years, and I know exactly what I'm into. And so I really appreciate that. And I'm glad that I guess you picked out the Kingdom Hall to call to have this conversation with someone, right?
Yeah. Are you enjoying it? I am.
Well, no, you're just holding me up from going out in field service and talking to people that are rightly disposed.
Rightly disposed?
Yes.
What does that mean?
Word you can look up.
I never saw that in the Bible.
Rightly disposed. Well, it is in there.
Rightly disposed. I've seen that in the Bible in Romans 3 that no one seeks after God, and all are sinners.
Well, ma'am,
isn't that who the gospel is for? Sinners.
I have to go out and I have to speak to people that really want to listen and be reasonable.
So listening to the Watchtower shows that you're rightly disposed.
I'd like to hang up now and move on.
Well, thank you for talking with me. I appreciate it.
Okay.
God bless you.